Everybody doing? Long day at work? Second Monday of the week or first Monday of the week? It's second Monday for me. So I want to start out by first kind of taking a pulse of the room. Understand, has anybody heard of TEKsystems before, worked with us, or partnered with us in the past, aside from the fact that we bring you the really good carby food every Monday? A little bit? Okay, so some familiar faces for sure. Like Kara mentioned, my name's Alex Miller. I'm the account executive that works for our TEKsystems digital and creative services division here in the Oklahoma City area. What I'd like to do tonight is kind of give you a state of the union on where I think the market is today, where we're going to be going here in the next couple of years. You all should feel really excited and passionate about living in Oklahoma City today and where Oklahoma City is going. I've been with the organization for about 3 years or so, and there has been a vast change in Oklahoma City since my tenure with the organization. So I think you guys have some really exciting things to learn as we kind of look forward into what's going to happen next with Oklahoma City. And at the end, we'll certainly open it up if you guys have questions for myself or my partner Eric in the back. Him and I tag team together. So if you're not familiar with what TEKsystems is, we are a global-based organization. We're headquartered out of Baltimore, Maryland. If you're a Ravens fan, the owner of the Ravens actually owns our company, which is pretty cool. So we've got offices in pretty much every major market you could think of. Eric and I, as I mentioned, service the Oklahoma City area. And our TEKsystems digital and creative services division was spun up in the Seattle market and piloted there about 6 or 7 years ago. Historically speaking, we've seen that over time, our customers and clients have asked us to stay focused in IT organizations and technology organizations alone. But with the change of the market, the change of technology, the change of how you all interact with your customers on a day-to-day basis or interact with your clients on a day-to-day basis, we're finding that we need to start working with businesses and marketing organizations in order to really inflect change within kind of the community. So my role allows me, and Eric's role allows us to support any of our customers on the national scale, ranging from smaller boutique agencies, local tech startups, to large Fortune 500 companies, and everything in between. Basically, it's our goal as a technology service company to either find somebody to fit the job that you're looking to fill, identify a career opportunity or career advancement for you particularly, or ultimately, if hopefully you just have so much business on your plate that you have no idea what you're going to do to be able to solve your next business challenge or deliver on your next project, we've got the capabilities of doing that so as well. So with that, these are some of the skill sets that we specifically support to our clients. So if you possess any of these skills, we can help you. If you are looking for any of these skills, we can also help you as well. A majority of our focus has been predominantly in the design and the development side of the house, but over the last several years, we've had to branch out and work on some of those functional and strategic and MarTech positions that our customers have been asking for, because that's kind of what we're seeing. So this next slide that I'm going to show you was pretty interesting one, because I felt like I needed to go watch Superman or Iron Man shortly after I saw the infographic, but these are jobs that weren't available in the market 10 years ago. As it relates to anything on the technology side of the house, everything changes on a dime and changes instantly. So it's really interesting to see that 10 years ago, folks weren't really asking us for individuals in the social media space, or weren't asking us for user experience designers, not even quite understanding what really that term actually means. And so you'll see the progression that we've seen just over the last 10 years. And I think Oklahoma City and where we stand today is right at the beginning phase to where in the next year or 2 years, there's going to be some really awesome things that are going to be happening in the market based on the conversations that I've had with local hiring managers, local C-level executives, and ultimately people that are looking for jobs here in the marketplace. So ultimately, what it really boils down to is that in Oklahoma City right now, there's really essentially a war on talent. And again, I mentioned earlier that you all should feel really, really good about where you're at today. There are so many jobs and so many positions available, and there's simply not enough of you talented individuals out there. I think the number is by the end of 2020, we're going to be looking at over 1 million jobs that go unfilled just simply based on the lack of talent. So if that doesn't help you understand how highly sought after your skill sets are in the Oklahoma City market as well as on a national scale, I don't know really what else to tell you other than the fact that you guys are really, really awesome people right now and are really highly sought out after. Any questions on that so far before we walk into kind of some trends that we're seeing establish and rotate here in Oklahoma City? Nope. Very cool. So the first thing that I would like to kind of cover is the digital transformation piece. And underneath that, you'll see mobile user experience, product versus project, and then data and analytics. Those last four kind of all roll up into this digital transformation. So one thing that I've been noticing over my conversations over the last several months and some of my colleagues and partners here in the local area has been this word digital. It means everything and then nothing at the exact same time. And if you ask this person on this side of the room and you ask somebody over here, chances are you're going to get a variance in what that actually means. But ultimately, organizations are trying to figure out how they can communicate and operate faster, quicker, and cheaper. And so these subsets that I have listed underneath digital transformation are a part of that and what some organizations are looking to do today. So if your organization currently that you work for doesn't have a mobile strategy in place, ask somebody what you're planning on doing, or come grab me because I'd love to talk to them and figure out what they're trying to accomplish. If someone's not focused on the user experience side and putting customers first and ultimately how an organization is communicating and interacting with their customers regularly, ask them what their plan is in that area as well. I'm excited for you guys to hear some of the speakers tonight. I know a few of them personally myself, and I know that they're going to have some really good tips and tricks and things that they've worked through in the past, user experience being at the forefront of them all. Additionally, another thing that I'm seeing in Oklahoma City is this concept of product versus project, to where basically people really need to start thinking and operating with a product mindset, not necessarily a project. And I think there's a lot of technology organizations that are falling really far behind with this and not understanding this concept. I'm sure some of you are probably experiencing that today, but the more that you can push your organizations to understand that they need to start adapting a product concept rather than a project-based concept and not delivering something 18 weeks from now, but continuously developing a product that's going to support your customers, get them to push them and go that way. The next thing that we're starting to see as well is the data and analytics space, and basically how organizations are collecting data on a regular basis and ultimately utilizing that to influence and communicate with their customers. So one thing that we're seeing is that folks are communicating more rapidly on devices like these. I don't know if anybody really does anything other than what's on an iPad or on a cell phone nowadays. And so the more that organizations can take this data that they all have access to for free and start adapting and changing their business policies, the better off that I think the organization is going to be long term. So how does this all relate to you in terms of where you're at in your career and what you're trying to do? If you have an expertise or a focus in any of these areas, continue to improve your craft, continue to improve your trade, and keep up to date with what's changing and what's happening in Oklahoma City, because one thing that we see is on the coast, trends always happen, whether it's music, fashion, technology. It always happens on the outside and then finally works their way into Oklahoma. And we're now on that cusp where finally people are starting to ask me, hey, what's this mobile thing? What should we be doing? Do you work with any mobile developers? Or, you know, I think I need to experience, or I think I need to focus on this user experience, or I don't know if I need a visual designer or if I need a front-end developer, or what the case may be. Start pushing people to think that way. And if you can hone your craft in on any of these items here, you're going to be in a really, really good spot. So how can we ultimately help you all? By attending this event tonight, my partner Eric and I have access to several other networking events here locally that we'd be more than happy to recommend. As Kara mentioned earlier, we've connected her and a few other individuals in this room with some other folks in the community that they might not know. If you've got a challenge or a problem that you're looking to solve and you don't know how to get to it, or you need to lean on somebody that may have done it before in the past, I'm happy to make that connection, whether it's over coffee, over lunch, whatever the case may be. If you're interested in career opportunities and advancing and moving forward, we can help you with that too. We're working with customers on a daily basis that are seeking individuals like you. We'd be happy to help you develop your portfolio, happy to help you develop your resume, and ultimately get you to that next stage in your career and hopefully keep you here. When I started working with Kara several months ago, one of my biggest interests was how can we keep talented folks in Oklahoma City and continue to build sustainable jobs for you to be able to build a career here. And so if there's anything that I can do to keep you from leaving the market and going to an Austin or going to a Chicago or going to a Seattle, I want to do everything I possibly can to help you and know that you're highly sought after. So if we can do anything to help in the advancement or the opportunity space, that's great. And then on the flip side, if you're a business owner and you need help with workforce planning or determining what strategies you need to put in place to help propel your organization forward, I'm happy to do that as well. Sit down and talk with you. I've got about 85 of me on a national scale that are working with the Amazons and the Googles and the Disneys of the world that I'm more than happy to get you in contact or give you the appropriate direction and information that you may need to be able to make strategic decisions. So with that being said, there's Eric and I's contact information. I do have a slide deck that I was provided today, unfortunately, after I had already made this, around some specific skill sets that we're going to see that are going to be really popular in 2018. I've shared that on my Twitter and my LinkedIn page today, but Kara, I'll get that to you so that we can send that out as well. But some of the things that we're going to see that are going to be moving forward are digital business analytics, mobile development, a lot around content, whether that's behavioral analytic, or I'm sorry, content management or content strategy specifically. We're seeing e-commerce pick up quite a bit, creative direction, mobile design, and then that digital project management. So if there's anything that you're interested in hearing about specifically, please grab one of us. Be happy to let you know. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Alex.